Okay, dear students, once again I am in front of you to discuss certain thing, and once again welcome you in the online class. Okay, dear. Today I'll discuss the strong base. Well, already all these things discussed, but again we are just recapitulating it. Strong base or alkali. So which one is known as strong base or alkali? So alkali, we know that any base which is water soluble are known as alkali. So whether you say base or alkali, it has the same meaning if it is a water soluble base. Okay. Now the strength of the base depends upon the number of hydroxyl ion. What is hydroxyl ion? OH minus is known as hydroxyl ion. This OH minus is known as hydroxyl ion or hydroxide ion. Hydroxyl ion or hydroxide ion. So these are the two names are associated with this OH minus ion. So the strength of the base depends on the concentration of the hydroxyl ion. So that is why the base which dissolves completely in water and dissociates completely in water, so 100% dissociation, or it dissociates around 100%, or dissociates around completely, about completely, then almost completely, then only it will be known as strong base, because when the base dissociates completely or dissociates almost completely, that means it dissociates around 100%, then only it produce a very high number of hydroxyl ion, large number of hydroxyl ion. So when there is a presence of large number of hydroxyl ion, then it will be known as a strong base, because its action will be very fast and furious. The action of the base depends upon the number of hydroxyl ion. If the number of hydroxyl ion is very high, then its action will be fast and furious. So that is why when a particular base dissolves into the water and dissociates completely or dissociates almost completely around 100%, then only it will produce a large number of OH minus ion, hydroxyl ion, and it gives a fast and furious action. It becomes very corrosive, and then only it is known as a strong base or alkali. मतलब हुआ कि कोई बेस है, जब हम उसको पानी में घुला देते हैं तो घुल जाता है, या तो पूरा घुल जाएगा या लगभग 100% या ऑलमोस्ट कम्प्लीटली घुलेगा, और घुलने के बाद बहुत ही हाई क्वांटिटी में, लार्ज नंबर में, बहुत ज़्यादा OH माइनस आयन जो है वो प्रोड्यूस करेगा। और जब ज़्यादा OH माइनस आयन प्रोड्यूस होता है तो एक्शन जो बेस का होता है वो सीवियर होता है, बहुत फास्ट होता है, तब हम बोलते हैं कि ये बेस या अल्कली जो है वो स्ट्रॉन्ग है। ओके, अंडरस्टूड। द एग्जांपल इज sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide, and lithium hydroxide. These are three examples I have given for a strong base. Now next is weak base or alkali. Weak base or alkali, just opposite of that. In case of strong base, the base dissolves into the water and dissociates completely. In case of weak base, a base which dissolves, first it dissolves feebly, first it dissolves, it is not 100% dissolved. Weak base are those base which generally doesn't dissolve completely, and that is why doesn't get dissociated completely. It dissociates very feebly, and that is why the number of OH minus ion produced is in very less number. So if the less number of OH minus ion is there, then definitely the action will be very mild, very slow, and then it will be known as weak base or alkali. So the calcium hydroxide, ammonium hydroxide are the weak base, because it dissolves into the water but does not get dissociated completely. It dissociates around 5 to 10%. 90% of the salt remain as it is, as a molecule only. It will not get dissociated. Only 5 to 10% of the molecules get dissociated and produces the very number. Since the number of only 5 to 10% are getting dissociated, it is 2%, it is very high. So even the 2% gives you the basic action. So most of the weak base are getting dissociated between 2% to 5%, and some other weak bases are is there that is between the 5 to 10%. So dissociation is very low. That's why the number of ions produced during this reaction will not be much high. It will be very less. So less number of hydroxyl ion will be formed when this such kind of base get dissolves and dissociates incompletely. So that is why such bases are known as weak base. And examples are calcium hydroxide and ammonium hydroxide. Okay. Now we'll discuss the reaction of the base or alkali. Reactions are already discussed when we are discussing the reaction of acid only. So very few reactions. The most important reaction of the base or alkali, that is the neutralization reaction. That means reaction of base with the acid. It is already discussed in acid. Well, while I was discussing that time only, we have discussed the neutralization reaction in detail. So again, we are not going to discussing it here. So the another reaction which is very important that I am discussing, the reaction of alkali or base with ammonium salt. Reaction of alkali or base with ammonium salt. So when alkali or base reacts with the ammonium salt, it produces salt, water and ammonia. Salt, water and ammonia. This is the characteristic thing, ammonia. When base reacts with the ammonium salt, it produces ammonia. Now you can take the example here, calcium hydroxide reacts with the ammonium chloride, which is the ammonium salt, produces a salt, calcium chloride, and gives you the water as well as ammonia gas. So ammonia gas is produced when the alkali or base reacts with the ammonium salt. Ammonia gas is produced. Another one, sodium hydroxide, which is a base, reacts with the ammonium salt, that is ammonium sulfate, and produces a salt, water and ammonia gas. It is ammonia gas. So when it is common that when alkali or base reacts with ammonium salt, it produces ammonia gas. This is the characteristic. With this reaction we can identify whether the given compound is base or not. Carry out the reaction with ammonium salt. If it produces ammonia gas, then it is confirmed that it is a base or alkali. So it is a test of base. This is a confirmatory test of the base. If you want to confirm that the given substance is a base or not, then carry out the reaction with the ammonium salt. If it releases the ammonia gas, then definitely it is base only. So it's a very characteristic reaction of the base that is utilized to identify the base. Okay, so in this way gets over. Now the new terminology we learn, that is the pH scale. pH scale is a mathematical term. It is a mathematics. So we are not going to have a details about the pH scale, that you will learn from your mathematics teacher. Okay, pH scale. So what is the definition of the pH? pH is nothing but pH is negative logarithm of hydrogen ion concentration. Negative, this is negative log hydrogen ion concentration. So pH is nothing but it's a negative logarithm of hydrogen ion concentration. That means the pH depends upon the concentration of hydrogen ion. pH depends upon the concentration of hydrogen ion. So now here you can see pH equal to minus log H plus ion. So since negative logarithm is there, if the concentration of hydrogen ion increases, then the pH will decrease. So in case of acid, number of hydrogen ion is very high. In case of acid, hydrogen ion are at higher level, then its pH will be less. One criteria is that in a neutral water, that water contains H plus and OH minus both. The concentration of these two is 10 to the power minus 7 mole per liter. This is a concentration of H plus and OH minus ion. Neutral water has got a concentration of 10 to the power minus 7 mole per liter. So when you put this 10 to the power minus 7 mole per liter concentration here instead of this one, you will get the value of pH. Whatever power is there in minus, that will get as a pH in a positive. So 10 to the power minus 7 mole per liter. This is the amount of hydrogen ion concentration. So we are putting it here. When you put it, you will get the pH 7. So remember, if the concentration is 10 to the power minus 7, then the pH will be 7. If the concentration is 10 to the power minus 4, then the pH will be 4. If the concentration is 10 to the power minus 1, then the pH will be 1. So if the hydrogen ion concentration increases, pH decreases. Just for example, if you take 10 to the power minus 1, so 10 to the power minus 1 is much higher than the 10 to the power minus 7. So when you write 10 to the power minus 1, then here you will be writing 10 to the power minus 1, so pH how much you will get? 1. If you write this one 10 to the power minus 7, then how much you will get? pH 7. Now 10 to the power minus 8, this concentration is on lower part. If you write the 10 to the power minus 8 mole per liter here, then the pH will be 8. If you write 10 to the power minus 14 mole, 10 to the power minus 14 mole. So hydrogen ion concentration is very low. 10 to the power minus 14 mole per liter. The pH will be 14. So pH is very high. So if the hydrogen ion concentration is low, pH will be at higher side. If the hydrogen ion concentration is low, pH will be at lower side. I mean, अगर हाइड्रोजन आयन कॉन्सेंट्रेशन ज़्यादा है तो pH कम होगा, और अगर हाइड्रोजन आयन कॉन्सेंट्रेशन कम है तो pH ज़्यादा होगा. हाइड्रोजन आयन कॉन्सेंट्रेशन ज़्यादा है तो pH कम होगा. क्लियर? So this one 10 to the power minus 7, it is the concentration of hydrogen ion in water. So what would be the pH of water? If you write 10 to the minus 1, pH will be 7. So 7 indicates the neutrality of the substance. If anything has got pH around 7, then it will be neutral. So your distilled water is neutral because its pH will be 7, because hydrogen ion concentration is 10 to the power minus 7. That is why the pH will be 7. Okay, so concentration is given and pH is a continuous scale and its value ranges from 0 to 14. Value ranges 0 to 14 because the hydrogen ion concentration ranges from 10 to the power 0 to 10 to the power minus 14. Okay, 10 to the power 10 to the power minus 14 to 10 to the power 0. This is the range of hydrogen ion concentration. This is the range of hydrogen ion concentration in any substance in this universe, whether it is acid, base or neutral. The hydrogen ion concentration comes between 10 to the power 0 to 10 to the power minus 14. Okay. So that is why the pH will be 0 to 14. 10 to the power 0 if you put here, then pH will be 0. Okay, because जो power होता है वह यहाँ pH होता है. 10⁻14 अगर यहाँ डाल दिए तो pH हो गया 14। 10⁻13 डाल दिए यहाँ हो गया pH 13। 10⁻12 अगर यहाँ डाल दिए pH हो गया 12। अगर हम 10⁻3 डाल दिए pH हो गया 3। ठीक है। one more thing you must know, whether you talk acid or base, when you put into the water it will have H plus and OH minus, both are available. Whether you talk about the acid or base, when you put into the water then it will have H plus as well as OH minus. Whether it is acid, base or neutral, whether it is acid, base or neutral substance, when it gets dissolved into the water, it contains H plus as well as OH minus ion. In case of neutral, number of H plus ion and number of OH minus are equal to one another. That's why they cancels one another effect, and that is why it becomes neutral. So in case of distilled water, the number of H plus ion as well as number of OH minus both are 10 to the power minus 7 mole per liter. In case of neutral water, distilled water, the number of H plus ion as well as number of OH minus ion both are 10 to the power minus 7 mole per liter. So concentration of H plus ion, OH minus both are same. That is why they cancelling one another. In case of acid, the number of H plus ion is more than the OH minus ion. In case of acid, number of H plus ion is more than the OH minus ion. That's why it is acid. As the number of H plus ion is much more than the OH minus ion, the acidic strength will increase. If the number of OH minus is more than the H plus ion, then the given substance will be basic. If the number of OH minus ion is more, so in case of acid, H plus ion is more than OH minus. In case of base, number of H plus ion is less than the OH minus ion. And in case of neutral, H plus ion equal to OH minus ion. So this is the criteria to decide. All acid and base, when it is dissolved into the water, it contains H plus ion as well as OH minus ion. It is not that if you say acid only has H plus ion, if you say base then it is having a OH minus ion. No. Both acid and base do have the H plus ion as well as OH minus ion. But in case of acid, number of H plus ion is more than the OH minus ion. In case of base, the number of OH minus ion is more than the H plus ion. In case of neutral, number of H plus ion as well as OH minus ion are equal to one another. So when the H plus ion and OH minus are equal to one another, that time pH would be 7. That is why the pH of the pure neutral water is 7. And the solution having a pH less than 7 are acidic. And the solution having pH less than 7 are acidic. Why? Because 10 to the power 7. So increase the concentration. Increase the concentration of hydrogen ion. 10 to the power minus 6, 10 to the power minus 5, 10 to the power minus 4, 10 to the power minus 3, 10 to the power minus 2, 10 to the power minus 1, 10 to the power 0. So you are increasing the strength of hydrogen ion, and that's why the pH is decreasing. That is why the pH less than 7 indicates acid and pH more than 7 indicates base. So that is why when you decrease the concentration towards that when you decrease the concentration of H plus ion beyond 10 to the power minus 7, if you 10 to the power minus 7, 10 to the power minus 8, 10 to the power minus 9, 10 to the power minus 10, these are the lower side of hydrogen ion concentration, and their number of OH minus increases, and that is why if the hydrogen ion concentration decreases, then the pH will be at higher side and the number of OH minus will be on higher side, and that is why the higher pH decides the higher Higher pH decides the higher basic strength. So if the pH is more than 7, then it is base. If the pH less than 7, it is acidic. Okay. Now this is the discussion of the pH scale. Now we will talk about the indicators. So indicators are the chemicals or the drugs which identify acid, base and neutral. Which identify acid, base and neutral by changing their color. By changing their color with the change in the acidic basic strength. If the change in the strength of the acidic and basic strength. एसिडिक स्ट्रेंथ चेंज होगा तो पीएच चेंज होगा, बेसिक स्ट्रेंथ चेंज होगा तो भी पीएच में चेंज आएगा. So these indicators are the chemicals or drugs. It never reacts with anything. Simply it get adhere over the substance and changes its color and gives you a characteristic color. For example, if something is neutral, this indicator will give you the light green color. So if you get the light green color with the indicator when it is in contact with the neutral substance, then we say that it is neutral. So on the basis of the color, change in the color, we decide whether the given substance is acidic or basic or neutral. Apart from this, we also decide that whether the given substance is more acidic, less acidic, more basic, less basic. Like that, we can compare the acidic strength with one another. We can compare the basic strength with one another. So this is the importance of the indicator, that it gives you the exact idea of the acidic strength or basic strength of any substance, because it has got a range of pH 0 to 14. So between 0 to 14, for each and every pH, it produces a significant color, a particular color, which are same irrespective of the region and the region in this universe. दुनिया में किसी कोना में एक्सपेरिमेंट कैरी आउट करो इंडिकेटर से, ये हमेशा सेम कलर देगा सेम पीएच के लिए, चाहे वो किसी कंट्री में हो, किसी भी जगह हो. तो इंडिकेटर एक केमिकल है, ड्रग है, जो रिएक्शन करता नहीं है, वो पर्टिकुलर सब्सटेंस के ऊपर चिपक जाता है, चिपक के अपने कलर को चेंज करता है और कलर के चेंज से ही हमको पीएच पता चल जाता है. ठीक है. और ये जो इंडिकेटर है, दुनिया के किसी कोने में चले जाओ, अगर पीएच सेम है तो उसका कलर में चेंज भी सेम ही होगा, और पीएच के चेंज से हम पता कर लेते हैं whether the given substance is acidic, basic or neutral. Apart from this, also distinguish, we also compare the acidic strength between the different acids and the basic strength between the different bases. So these are the discussion today. I am now concluding our discussion. The further discussion I will take in tomorrow's lecture. Okay, have a nice day.